The river is 61 miles long. It connects Lake Superior to Lake Huron. Lake Superior is 16 miles off to our left, soon to be in front of us, and Lake Huron is 45 miles to the south. Active lock here. The first American lock, the MacArthur Lock, opened in 1943. It's named for General Douglas MacArthur. It's 800 feet long, 80 feet wide, and 31 feet deep at the lower river level, and 10 million gallons of water are needed to raise a vessel to the Lake Superior level there. The second lock, the Poe, is named in honor of Civil War General Orlando M. Poe, the United States Army Corps of Engineers, and it was opened to vessel traffic in 1969. The lock is 1,200 feet long, 110 feet wide, and 32 feet deep at this level. It takes 22 million gallons of water to raise a vessel to the Lake Superior level there. There are two other locks to the right of the Puna. The third is the Davis, opened in 1914. The fourth is the Sabin, opened in 1919, and they're not using those locks anymore. They are not usable for most of the ships. They're 100 years old as well. And they've been trying ever since they got the second lock built to get another one just like it built, as now 85% of the traffic is too big for the MacArthur lock even, so they all have to use that Poe, and it is very busy. But they finally got permission to do that. It's going to take 7 to 10 years, and it's going to cost about $1 billion, but they are about halfway through the project of building a new lock, and we'll see that going on in the upper river. The safety boom's going up on our lock there. The big building in front of us is the administration building for the lock, and from the up in the upper tower there, the chief lockmaster works to dispatch vessels to the various locks. You can see a long way up and down the river. And on the other side of the Puna, where we can't see it, is another building, the Davis building. There's a marine post office in there, but also a reporting room. Every ship that comes through here has to submit a report saying how many people are on board, where a ship is headed, and what it's got on board. There's no charge for any vessel to use the locks, no matter how big it is, what it's carrying, or where it's from. The locks are run by the United States Corps of Engineers with funds from the United States government. As we enter the lock, there's going to be 3 sets of gates. The first set is a low winter gate that's used when the locks are closed during the 10 weeks that they are closed in the winter time to keep ice and snow away from the main gates. There's 2 sets of main gates. One of those will close behind us. The other is the spare set. The big black arm on the right will also close down. There's a cable on the underside, and it's there to catch vessels as they get out of control and keep them from ramming the gates. And it has saved gates from damage on several occasions. The water on the other side of the gates up ahead of us is 3 feet from the top of the gates, which is 21 feet higher than where we are now. To raise and lower the water in the lock, they use large tunnels under the floor of the lock, and the tunnels extend beyond the gates at both ends. There are valves at each end of the tunnel. They are going to raise us up by closing the gates and the valves in the tunnels behind us, so no water can leave the lock anymore. They'll open the valves beyond the gates ahead of us, and the higher water will flow under the gates into the tunnels and up through the openings in the bottom of the lock, all by gravity. They're not going to use any pumps to do this, and it's going to take about 10 minutes. 1 million gallons of water a minute is going to come in here, and when the water on this side is the same height as the water on the other side, there will be no pressure on the gates. They can open them, and we'll continue our tour.
Now they have just closed the locks on the behind us, so we're going to start filling soon, and once we get filled, then those gates right there will open up, and they will let us go into Lake Superior. Just kind of waiting to see when they're going to start filling, because it goes pretty good, pretty fast.
Does it?
Yeah.
be a red flag up there someplace because there should be a Great Lakes Pilot Association pilot on there. They put those on board with peak mountain together into the river. They can't see it from this angle, they're so high up in the air. We're going to be walking back down and talk about some stuff in the lower river. So we'll be doing the opposite of what we did come upbound. We're going to
Gentlemen, this about brings us to the end of our tour here this morning. We'll be landing back at the dock in just a few moments. Before you leave your seats, please take some time to look around. Make sure that you do not leave any of the personal effects with us. Thank you very much for sailing with us today at Soo Locks Boat Tours. We wish you a very pleasant, safe vacation. We'd like to see you back again some other day. Please watch your head and your step when you are getting off the boat. Now, in the past, some of our passengers have inquired about leaving tips or gratuities for the crew. If you are one who does feel so inclined, a container for that purpose is placed on the table to the right as you exit the boat. On behalf of Soo Locks Boat Tours and the crew of the Nokomis, once again, thanks for riding with us today. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the boat ride through the world famous Soo Locks and the Soo Harbor. We'll be